people will choose to use on the other side of price appreciation. But if you aren't in the mastermind, you can charge, you can come in for $2 if you use the code BeyondBroke, all capitalized, the number 1, and then MO, like Mary Oscar. At the end of that, get you the first month for $2 there. If you're Carbon 1, you get access to that resource on the website. You can watch the video, but I will lay it out here for you. So, the LLC is where most people start. They will, add their digital assets to the LLC for the creditor protection, the anonymity, and the tax benefits that you could potentially get. It does not immediately, allow you to mitigate taxes. You just get the full breadth of the tax code to be able to offset your taxes versus having it in your personal name where you can't get access to a lot of those things. So the LLC, again, creditor protection, charging order protection there in Wyoming, attorney-client privilege, which gives you the anonymity, and then the legislation there in Wyoming, which allows you to really use those assets at scale across pretty much whatever you want to do. If you're in one of these states that kind of limits your ability to participate in things, that having your assets in the LLC will open you up to be able to participate on other platforms that you might be restricted from. So most people start there, and then many people will set up a living trust. Sometimes they put they assign the equity and the assets from the LLC to their living trust. I think many people will end up choosing to set up a C Corp later on, where their living trust sits on the cap table of that C Corp. The C Corp will not own the LLC. You'll likely have some type of irrevocable trust or asset protection trust or intentionally defective grantor trust, which are all irrevocable, by the way, that owns the majority of the equity or a portion of the equity of the LLC. And then the C Corp would end up being what you use to manage those assets. So as you produce significant cash flow off of these assets, the fees that the management corp or the C Corp charges can be pretty substantial, and then you're going to pay 20% taxes on that because your living trust is on the cap table, which you can do with the C Corp, which you can't do with an S Corp. You still get all of that inside your estate. You probably have a pour-in will to make sure that anything that you acquire over your lifetime that's not stipulated in your trust or your will pours into your revocable living trust. You and your spouse may have separate revocable living trusts, or they might have the same. Revocable living trust. Just depends on how you want to structure it and what assets want to go where. Also kids and beneficiaries. And then the C Corp might also manage other LLCs that are owned by other types of trusts. The reason that it doesn't own them directly, a lot of people have asked me that question. Well,